again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes and arachnids. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. And today we have got ourselves a really lovely lacy knit stitch. I think you guys are going to love this. I call it the Lacy Chevron. It is so simple. It's just a 4-row repeat. Going to walk you through it. Going to give you the multiples so that you can make this piece as wide or as narrow as you want to. And I've seen things, that are similar to this, but actually I came up with this on my own, just fiddling around with some graph paper, and, well, here you go. And so this particular swatch I made up with the Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the purple colorway. It's so gorgeous. Love it. And it is, it's still on my needles at the moment. The needles that I have on here, they are a size 10, which is a 6mm. And yeah, so, and it is it's a stockinette lace stitch. So every other row, it's just purls. So you really only need to concern yourself with 2 of the pattern rows with the eyelets and the double decreases. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it. Now for today's example, going to be using some scrap yarn that I had left over from a ball of Lion Brand's Mandawa. I don't recall the colorway. You'll have to forgive me. And because it is a weight of 3 yarn, these are these are size 8s, which are a 5mm. And so, yeah, we're going to get right to it, and let's get started. Alrighty, so I usually would refer you to a previous tutorial on how to do the cast on, but I'm gonna, do a brief overview. This is the knitted cast on. It's one of my favorites. So get your slip knot and then pop it onto your left needle and then cinch it down a little bit. Then going into that first slip knot stitch, go in as if to knit, wrap, pull up a loop, and then going through the back, pop that onto the left needle. And the reason why I like this cast on in particular is because I find it is a little bit looser, a little bit easier to work with, and I think it creates a nicer cast on edge. Now, I do have a video, which I will put in the description box down below, but I just wanted to do this today. So go into that next stitch as if to knit, wrap it around, pull up the loop, and then go around the back. Now, you don't want to go like this because your stitch will be twisted wrongly. So wrap it, pull it up, and going around and in and cinch. Okay, gonna do a couple more, but yeah, I'm gonna need 19 for the swatch that I'm gonna be doing. It's gonna be 3 multiples of 6, which is 18 plus the additional 1. So I'm going to have 19 total. Now I'm going to do the rest of these off camera, but I just wanted to show you because, well, I wanted to touch base on how to do this cast on. And once you get the hang of it, it's really quite simple. And like I said, it is one of my favorite cast-ons. So I'm going to do the rest of these off camera, and when I have my 19 in total, I'll be right back. All right, so I have my 19 stitches all ready to go and cast on beautifully. And for the sake of simplicity and making it a lot easier to do the next row, which is the pattern row, what I personally like to do is have the first worked row after the cast on start right in with your purl row. Now, personally, I find that it's just a lot easier to go into the pattern row if you have something already just a little bit more established. So I'm going to do this first row with purls, and then once I'm done with this row, then we're going to get into the fun stuff. But I just wanted to let you know what it is that I do. This is my own personal preference. Some people, they go right in, but this is the way I do things. So if you so choose, you can do your first row as a purl row, and if not, well, then skip what I'm doing. So I'm going to do the rest of this row with just my purls, and then I will meet back up with you for the first row of the actual pattern. I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, so row 1, going to start with the actual patterning now. And as per usual, be sure that you're grabbing your working yarn and not your tail yarn, which, yep, I do it myself. So I would be remiss if I didn't say it now. So I'm going to go in and knit the first 2 stitches as normal. Starting off nice and safe here. Okay, now going to then do a yarn over. That's going to create an eyelet. Then we need a double decrease. Now, there are a number of ways in which you can do this. Me, personally, I like to do a slip, a knit 2 together, and then pass the slip stitch over. So going to slip as if to knit this first stitch, and then knit the next 2 together. There we are. So we have our yarn over here, our slip stitch right there, and so let's knit those 2 stitches together. Knit those off, and then this stitch right here, we're going to pass it over what we just did and off. So that is our double decrease. Then yarn over and knit 3. One, 2, and 3. Now, the reason why we did a double decrease is because we added 2 eyelets. And so for every increase or eyelet, you need a decrease. So 2 eyelets, 2 decreases. So then we also had our 3 knit stitches. Now we need to do the same thing again. So I'm going to yarn over and then do our double decrease again. So slip as if to knit, knit the next 2 stitches together, and then pass that slip stitch up, over, and off. And then yarn over again, and knit the next 3 stitches. One, 2, and 3. Going to do that one more time because I only did 3 multiples of 6. So yarn over, slip, knit 2 together, and then pass that slip stitch up, over, and off, yarn over, and then knit the last 2 stitches. We started with knitting 2 stitches, so we're going to finish by knitting 2 stitches. So knit these last 2. And that is the end of row 1. Now, going to turn my work and do a row of purls. So that will be row 2, and I will meet back up with you for row 3. All right, so turn your work, purl your way across, and I will meet back up with you. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so row 3, I just did my purl row, row 3. Going to start our eyelet in a different position, and that's going to create the chevron zigzagginess. So as you can see, last time we knitted 2 and then did our yarn over. That's why the eyelet is right there. Right now we're going to knit 1 and then do the eyelet. So start off, knit 1, and then yarn over, knit 1, okay, and then we're going to do the double decrease. So the center of that double decrease is right above our last one. That is important. So we're going to slip, knit 2 together, and then pass the slip stitch up, over, and off. You know, it's not just me giving you the pattern, it's me trying to also explain why we do what we do, not just that we're doing it. So I did my knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. Now slip as if to knit. Knit the next 2 together. Can be a little bit fiddly, but it is worth it. So knit these next 2 together. And then pass that slip stitch up, over, and off. Knit the next one. Then yarn over, knit 1, yarn over again, and knit 1. And we are back to our double decrease. That's the center of the decrease again. So going to slip, knit 2 together, and pass the slip stitch over. So going to slip as if to knit, knit the next 2 together, pass that slip stitch up, over, and off. There you go. Then knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and knit 1. And why we do those 2 yarn overs in between the double decreases is, again, we need to compensate for the increases with the decreases. So we did our knit 1 there. So we are set to do another double decrease. So slip, knit 2 together, and pass. So slip that stitch, knit the next 2 together, and pass the slip stitch up, over, and off that right needle. Now the last time we ended by doing the 2 knit stitches. However, for this row, we started by knitting 1 and then yarning over. So when you reach your last 2 stitches, knit the second to last, then yarn over and knit that last stitch. It's all about symmetry. And there you are. All right, so for row 4, going to do a purl row all the way back, and then we will do a repeat. Okay, so I will see you in a bit. I'm just going to do my purl row, and then we will do our full repeat. See you in a bit. All right, so row 1 for the repeat. Just did my purl row. Now, again, examining where you are at. As you can see, this second stitch is where we have our eyelet, which means that it's time to do the first 2 stitches will be knitted, then the yarn over. That way, if you're not sure where you're at, whether it's a row 1 or a row 3 for your patterning, all you have to do is look here, and if the eyelet is right beneath that second stitch, well, that means you have to knit the first 2, which is what we're going to do. So knit these first 2 stitches, and then yarn over. And again, we are, as you can see, right above where we have that double decrease. These 3 stitches are the double decrease. So we're going to slip, knit 2 together, and pass the slip stitch over. So I still have my yarn over here. So slip as if to knit, and then knit the next 2 together. Pass that slip stitch up, over, and off. Yarn over, and knit the next 3. That's 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, and then yarn over, slip as if to knit, knit the next 2 together, and then pass that slip stitch up, over, and off. Yarn over, and knit 3. One, and 3, yarn over, slip as if to knit, knit 2 together, and pass that slip stitch over. Yarn over, and knit the last 2 stitches. There we are. And then, again, for row 2, going to purl my way back across, and I will meet back up with you for row 3. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so row 3. Now, we just did our purl row. Now, when you're ready to finish, I mean, I'm not saying you are, but when you're ready to finish, personally, I would suggest finishing up your piece after completing a patterned row of 1 for the sake of symmetry, because we started off with a knitting of 2, then yarn over and doing our double decrease, and we just did that row. So again, for the sake of symmetry, that is what I would suggest. And after doing your purl row, you would then do your cast off row at this point. Now, the way that I prefer to do it, it's called the super stretchy bind off, because I tend to have a death grip. Okay, so I'm going to put a link to that video in the description box down below as well. But I'm going to do the repeat of row 3 for you right now. So, as you can see, after these 2 knit stitches, we have our eyelet, which means we need to have our eyelet over here right now. So for row 3, going to knit the first stitch and then get into the eyelet. So knit that first stitch, and then yarn over, knit the next stitch, and then we do our double decrease, because again, you can see that this is the stitch of the decrease, so it's the one before and the one after. So going to slip, knit 2 together, and pass. So let's do that now. So slip that stitch as if to knit, knit the next 2 together, and pass that slip stitch up, over, and off. Okay, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. Okay, then we are right where we need to be for our next double decrease. So slip, knit 2 together, and pass. Slip, knit 2 together, and pass that slip stitch up, over, and off. Knit the next one. Yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. Okay, And we'll do our double decrease once again. So it's slip, knit 2 together, pass. Slip, knit 2 together, and pass, knit 1, yarn over, and knit the last stitch. And then, of course, for row 4, you would purl your way back across. Alrighty, my dears, so that is going to conclude today's tutorial on the lace chevron. I really hope that you liked it, and I think that it has a lot of possibilities, whether it is a scarf, a wrap, a blanket, oh, what have you. Maybe even some curtains, that would be nice. So, yeah, if you like this video, please give a little thumbs up button down below, because you know that I appreciate your appreciation as always. Timestamps, of course, will be in the description box down below, along with some various other links. So, with that being said, you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please, stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.